This the story of Crypto Blood and TruthBlitz. Ask them a cliff high what the truth is. They was just talking about the blockchain. That's when they heard Janet yelling and the cops came. They said, give me all your Bitcoin and lock aim. Then Jamie Dimon showed up and the shots rained. So they hopped in a Lambo and took off fast. Welcome to the Block Party Podcast.
Yes, welcome to the Block Party Podcast. It's your boy Crypto Blood, and this is episode 5, part 2 with Ozzy the BS Filter. Hope you guys enjoy, and make sure you like and subscribe, people. We out. Holla. Or, it traded around there. They weren't there then. So they're getting in at such a explosive period in cryptocurrencies, man. I think they have a jaded view of what cryptocurrencies are.
I have to agree with that.
Yeah,
I've said that too.
Add something.
Okay.
So I don't know how big you guys' channels are, but mine's a 5,000, just under 5,000, like 49.20 or something. I've been at it since May. There's guys that got in September and October that have 75, 80, 90,000 subscribers already. Let me tell you why. It's very, very simple why. Nobody wants to listen to this.
Nope.
Nobody.
No, you're right.
That's the part. That's the problem. So, like my following, the people that watch me, like they know Ozzy's not going to come and say, "Oh, you guys are not going to believe this coin I found out today." They know they're not going to hear that. They come to listen to me to never lose the pace they're on, because they know if they lose track, they're gonna go off into some crazy coin and they end up losing everything. So they come to stay sane. Truly, I mean, this is why they come. They listen to me just so they can stay on the right path and know what they're doing is right, even though they're not doubling their money every day.
Right.
See, I will. No, go ahead. Finish.
No, go. You're good.
No, I was going to say, I will do, if a company, for example, if a company reaches out to me and wants me to do a review or an interview about, with them about their company and their upcoming ICO, I will, and I have done it, and I will do sponsored interviews if and only if I like their project, like their coin. I have to go over it. Now, I don't care if it seems scammy, if I think that this company is bullshit, and I don't care if they're offering to pay me $50,000. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to. And of course, it is. I don't go into it from a point where it's like, well, this is the best thing ever. I'm investing in it, so I think you guys should too. It's never that, But I will give certain companies a platform, But it's not.
And
really
some
about
companies deserve
money.
it.
Right.
Right. No, but some companies deserve it. There's some are out there that I'm sure have good intent, a good idea. I get hit up all the time, and I'm willing to support one when the right one crosses my path.
Right.
I haven't yet, only because I approach them in a certain way. Like, for example, you know how they all start with, "Oh, we love your channel."
Yeah.
And so, if you love my channel, then you would never send me to sponsor your lending platform. That's an instant, like an instant, so that tells me you don't watch my shit, at all. So I attack that, and some of them, believe it or not, do watch and do like my channel and were told about me or something, but still my threshold is so high that it's, how are you, it's very hard to prove to me you're not a scam. Mm-hmm. And for 1,000 coins, I'm not willing to risk people's money to promote anyone or anything.
Ozzy, you're a businessman, right?
Yes.
Like I do, what is the most important thing in business? As a business owner, the most important thing, at least for me, what I've observed in the 13 plus years of being in business, is reputation. Right, Nick? That's reputation is the number one thing in business that you need to survive.
Guaranteed.
So
I have 2 videos. Sorry to interrupt. I have 2 videos
you good.
called Building Wealth. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3 is coming out soon, and it's my life story in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
what it took for me to go from a complete dumbass to a business person. And believe it or not, a lot of people think that they need money to be a businessman. You don't. And your reputation is what gets you to get trusted with bigger contracts. With you know, in business, not everything you pay for.
Right.
Like for example, my dealership, I have a company that will give me $1 million to buy cars.
Mm-hmm.
Their money. I can fill up my lot on them. Now they charge a lot, so I don't use them. I'm only during tax season when I need to fill up my lot more. And, you know, I don't want to carry all the risk. But that's a business, and if your reputation is not there, you won't get customers. You won't get trusted. You won't get banks. You won't get.
Yeah.
So absolutely, it's reputation, because reputation ties customers, ties everything in, because a business is not just you and a customer. There's a back end, you know, back end to business where you're dealing with all these different companies to get the product to your customer. So the loyalty and the reputation have to go that full circle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why that word is the most important in business.
Right. Yeah, man. You're spot on with that. And with me, man, I do sponsored videos every once in a while. When I find something that's great, I turn down a whole bunch of them. And if you, I mean, the evidence is in, you know, go look at, you know, mine, Nick's, even yours. You don't do any, but Nick and I, if you look at the majority of the content we put on there, it's all related to informing our viewers, helping them make informed decisions, not just regurgitating things out and just say buy this, this is what I'm buying, this is the new ICO, this is this and that. So I think over time, I know you're frustrated with the current state of YouTube and cryptocurrencies, but I think over time the cream will rise to the top, man. And when you because we will see these ICOs, a lot of them in 2018, late 18, going into 19, into 20. They're gonna be non-existent. The ones, and so a lot of people are gonna get burned, and so it'll all revert back to the mean. And I think good quality content will rise to the top.
You know, we talk about what we have. You know, I mean, I do. I will talk about, and it's not just to try to pump them, but I will talk about specific coins that I have and that I like them, but it's not because the price is great or because, you know, I think it's gonna quadruple in 3 weeks. It's because, for example, I'll use EOS as an example. Mm-hmm. I love EOS, and I love EOS for specific reasons, and it has nothing to do with price. Right. So I do talk about EOS regularly because I realize it's a platform that I really believe in, although it's not, you know, they're in the testnet phase right now. They're not out until June, but Dan Larimer has. But
you never talk about price with EOS. I've never heard you.
Very rarely. I mean, maybe if I'm looking at Coin Market Cap and going down in the beginning of my video, I'll say, "Oh, this is at this price." What, you know what I mean? The general.
You see, that's the difference. You're not pumping a coin. You're reviewing.
Right.
A coin. There's a big difference. That's beautiful. You're informing. Listen, Bitcoin is not king. It's not the end all. It's not. It's not. Sadly, I know a lot of people hate to hear this, but it's not.
Right.
And it will never be. Now, it might always be the highest price coin, but it will not be the sole coin. I'm sorry. There will be other projects. Look at Ethereum. You know how many coins are on Ethereum? There's thousands of coins on the ERC20 thing. Bro. So there are good platforms out there. Now, I don't like Ethereum. I don't like how they started. I don't like how they sold their coins. There's a lot of things I don't like about Ethereum. But Ethereum is here to stay.
Oh yeah.
It's here to stay. So there's nothing wrong with, like, I got hit up by a guy who started a coin. He's a plumber, and what he wants to do is when he goes to a job and it's over $100, he wants to create a smart contract where you don't get paid until he doesn't get paid. Doesn't get released until you're happy with the job he did, which I thought was a beautiful idea. He turned out to be the cheapest motherfucker in the world, so I didn't end up promoting him or his coin or his thing. But I thought the idea was great. You know, my pool guy right now wants $750 to fix something on my pump. I'd like to have a smart contract to where he doesn't get his money until I've tested it for a week to make sure that the problem is solved. You know, so there is benefits to other things and other coins, and that's awesome to review and to explain and educate to people about. Pumping is a whole other thing.
Yeah.
You know, you're not, EOS is not coin of the day to you. It is a platform you truly believe in, which is awesome. I wish more people would stick to what they believe in instead of saying, you know what, this is a good buy point today. No.
Right. Yeah. And kind of to circle back, you know, I wanted to bring this up to go with what you were talking about and what we're all talking about people in the space, and how a lot of them on YouTube, their primary focus is to make money by any means necessary, even if it means fucking other people. Mm-hmm. So I was talking with a guy, I'm not going to say who or what company he's from, but I was talking with him today. And he said that he had reached out to a YouTuber who had, you know, a good amount of subscribers. And he's like, you know, guess he didn't tell me who it was, but he said, you know, guess how much this guy asked for me to, you know, for him to promote our ICO. I said, I don't know, $50,000. He said, try 4 times that. So somebody asked, a YouTuber asked this company for $200,000 worth of, I'm assuming, Ethereum to promote his ICO. So that ought to tell you right there that, you know, like what people's motives are.
First thing it tells me is he's been paid that before.
Right.
Exactly. To even
that's
think
crazy.
He can get that much. You know what I mean?
He knows his worth. Yeah. So, and I can probably tell you who it is. You know, we just found out DataDash has made almost $500,000 from pumping coins. So you know, he got caught, so he came out with it. He didn't come out with it until somebody found out. Now everybody's like feeling sorry for him. Oh, he's such a good guy. He didn't come out until he found out somebody found out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everything's on the blockchain, man. Everything's on the blockchain.
Exactly. and it's weird. He lost one of the 200,000 coins he was given. He lost them, which I thought was funny. But he lost access to them, if you will. But anyway, yeah, $200,000 is a ridiculous number.
Yeah.
So
that's.
You speaking of different coins and stuff, what is to you, Ozzy, what are you most excited about right now? Like any projects, any coins? Kind of just give us what you are excited about and passionate about.
I will. I'm going to tell you about one, but I'm not going to name the coin.
Okay, go ahead. That's fine.
But I don't want people to go out and buy this coin because I said it. There's a coin that just came out, very cheap, that built a system to arbitrage in between 2 different exchanges without having to doing it faster. Normally to arbitrage, you need to have Bitcoin in that coin in that exchange, and then Bitcoin in that coin in this exchange, and buy, sell, send, buy, sell, which can take a whole day sometimes to do a couple transactions. These guys found a way to do it on one exchange. They've built an exchange through different APIs, through different crazy. And the problem is why the coin is so cheap is because they haven't proved it yet. So today they showed a snapshot of how it looks like, and it had 2 different exchanges on it. It was beautiful. So if it's true, which we need. Now, the reason why I'm like, who cares about arbitrage? Well, arbitrage is going to solve a big problem because we have 2 different prices on 2 different exchanges. It's not fair. So the only thing that fixes it is arbitrage. Now, if the volume is enough, usually there's not that much space, but sometimes there's a big gap. And these guys, I believe we need them to succeed, so that way all 8,000 exchanges, I think there's 8,000 of them, will become more level, more balanced, because that's what we need to to compete with the stock exchange because they're all one system.
So I'm an ex-trader myself, so very familiar with arbitrage. Question though, wouldn't that them making an easy way for arbitrage to occur, wouldn't that eliminate arbitrage? Meaning it almost a self-fulfilling profit, like a self-fulfilling act. Do you get what I'm saying?
We're not doing it. Okay, arbitrage is important to balance the field for people. So, like for example, my buddy he only uses Coin Exchange and one other one. I used like 10 different ones. I told him about a coin. We talked privately about certain coins, and he wanted to buy some, but on his, it's about 20,000 sats more. So he asked me to buy it to him and send it to him. So it's not fair for, now I know some people use arbitrage to make money.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's profitable enough for the regular guy that we're taking anything away from him.
Okay, gotcha.
If it's done on a larger scale, it can solve a big problem where it has more benefit compared to the people that lost the ability to arbitrage themselves. Do you follow me where I'm going with that?
Yeah, I got you. Yep, I got you.
Because it's not worth it. I don't see it as worth it for me. Between the length of time and the confirmations and all, it's a mess. It would take too long, and it's very small amount that you'll make. So I believe larger scale and more professional, and he's offering you will make money from it. So the coin, if you buy it and stake it, you make money off that profit. So he's giving back in a way, if you will.
I got you. I see how it's going to work now. Okay.
But they're doing strictly arbitrage through their new system they built. Now, again, I don't know if it's real or not, or if it's legit or not. It's out of Russia, so who knows? Even though I have no ill will against Russians, but we don't know how until it comes out. That's why I'm not mentioning its name.
Right.
Gotcha.
Even though I really
enough.
should, because it's so cheap that if anybody wants to get it, they really wouldn't lose. But I don't want to be seen as a pump or anything, because I own a massive fucking amount of this shit. I'm massive. I mean, I own over 1 million of them, so I don't want to.
That's how I feel, man, about coins that I have. I tend to, unless it comes up in the news, in an article, I'll mention it. But I try to stay away from mentioning coins in particular, because especially ones that I own, I feel bad. Like if I'm if I'm mentioning it, I'm still inherently pumping it, even if it's not for nefarious, right? Even if it's not nefariously done, I'm still giving myself an advantage over my viewers if they don't have that coin. So I feel you on that.
I've done that. I've done the video before. It was actually recently, and it was because a couple of my subscribers requested it. They wanted to know basically what I had in my portfolio. So I did do that. I didn't say amounts. I did percentages. But
I kind of did something similar to that earlier in my YouTubing days, and I got a lot of heat because everybody wanted to see my Bittrex account. So I was like, fuck it. I screen shared and showed it. It had 4 Bitcoin worth of different coins, and I explained to them each one why I own it. What's behind it, and I gave them a rating, A, B, or C tier. And I still got a lot of heat, and I promised them, I said, as soon as this cast is done, I'm deleting it. So this is not for people to keep watching. This is just right now for you guys.
Right.
And I promise I'm not selling it for a month, and I'll prove it to you later. And because I didn't want to be seen as a pumper, and I still got called a pumper, and I still got heat for it, and I regretted doing it, and I deleted the same, instantly after it was done. Because look, our type of YouTubing is not the most popular because it makes the guy that's pumping look bad. So they look for a hair mistake.
Bro, I forgot to mention, you talked about you started in May. I started in July of last year, and I'm right there with you, man. Like, I have 5,000 subs, and I believe, and I know you probably do, that the quality of content you put out would, if in comparison to a lot of these pumpers, man, it's just sometimes you just people don't know how hard it is to create content on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, or whatever.
Let me tell you guys something. You guys, you're gonna like this. Our viewers are different.
Mm-hmm.
They're loyal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Definitely.
Content, they watch it. If you compare your views to your subscribers, and you compare their views to their subscribers, our ratio.
Mm-hmm.
If you compare how many views we get for how many subscribers, like for example, I have 5,000 subscribers. I get 3,000 average views. Some a lot higher, but the average is 3,000 when I stay away from politics. Now, you go to guys with 150,000 subscribers, and they're getting like 20,000 views, 15,000 views, which is like 15%, 10 or 15%, where I'm getting 50%. That tells me a lot.
Yeah.
That tells me a lot. That tells me a lot of his subscribers just forgot about him.
Mm-hmm.
They just went on.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells me mine are loyal and they're actually liking the content.
Yep.
So we have to keep on trucking. Don't let that number, like, oh, I'm not going to be popular. Oh, no, nobody likes. Don't let that scare you. You just keep doing what you're doing. And that's it, man. Just keep on doing what you're doing and believe in it, and just stay honest and truthful. And that's it. That's all I can tell you, man.
Yeah, I agree. First off, do you follow Cliff High at all?
I know a lot about him. I mean, I don't follow, pumpers and dumpers and web botters. I mean, we've had enough with the bot with BitConnect. I mean, but go ahead, ask me. I will answer them all. I have answers to all. Sure.
He had first of all, his price targets for Bitcoin, actually for a lot of things, have been dead on. And his target, and honestly, if I asked you this, if somebody asked me this question a couple weeks ago, I would have seen it a little bit harder. But anyway, let me get into it. He has a target of 13,888 Bitcoin by the end of February. Do you think we're going to see that target? And where do you see us maybe ending the year at Bitcoin? What do you think we'll get to by the end of the year?
Okay, so Bitcoin's a different beast. Bitcoin is not tame. He follows no rules. He took everything we know about trading and exchanges and reinvented his own laws of gravity. Anyone can put a prediction on Bitcoin. Anyone. And they will most likely be right, because Bitcoin will pump always. Cliff High had about 8 different price targets for Bitcoin, and eventually they all reached that. Now he's given himself a whole 2 weeks to get to 13.8. So that's a lot of leeway, because Bitcoin goes up 2,000-3,000 sometimes in a day. So he's not really doing anything amazing.
Have you ever bought any of his reports or read any of them?
I got gifted a couple of them, but I wouldn't spend $99 on those, because let me tell you what he does. I mean, let me just cut the bullshit. So this guy's a smart cat. And anybody who's on the internet all the time and follows what's going on in the world can really pretty much tell you where everything's headed.
I disagree.
You don't need anything to tell me that we're going to go to war with North Korea sometime. We don't need somebody tell me that sooner or later Iran is going to get fucked by the United States. I mean, these certain things are just obvious.
So I would agree with you up until when Cliff High started doing the crypto stuff. Is when, because I've been a follower of Cliff High for a while, for like 4 or 5 years. So a lot of his woo-woo stuff, it was good. It was good just to hear some things that were just like, wow, that's out there. I can see that possibly happening. Antarctica, all that stuff. So but when he started doing this crypto stuff, when he started pointing his bots toward the crypto, man, they were spot on. Like, I've made a lot of money. Because of Cliff.
Well, not me. I didn't listen to him. But what happened to his gold and silver price projections?
He
a lot of people
big time.
Okay,
big time.
How many people do you know miss their Bitcoin target prices. How many people do you know miss? You can't miss. I put up by December 15, it's gonna hit 15,000.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's always gonna go up. It's a massive bull. I agree with you, Ozzy.
Yeah.
But what he did though, what Cliff would do is tell you within a T minus 2 or 3, 4 day variance, he would be spot on, bro. I swear to God. And I'm not one of those.
He's giving specific dates.
Yeah.
No, I understand. He knows his. Look, I don't believe he even has a bot. And I made a whole show. Show me the fucking bot. Show me the bot. I want to see the fucking bot.
This is the first, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first I'm saying this. I am actually going out to see Cliff, I believe, in May or June of this year. Ozzy, I will do a live stream, bro, and I will show you the bot room.
Except, let me tell you something. For that, if you can show me proof on that he's got a bot, it's really doing what he's saying, I will donate $1,000 to any fucking foundation of your choice. Is that fair enough?
That's fair. We got a bet.
I don't want you to just show me some screen with some dibble dabble on. I want to see some serious shit.
Yeah, no doubt. We got a bet, Ozzy. We got a bet, baby. We got a bet.
Right.
But see, go ahead. No, finish.
No, go ahead. All I was saying is predicting Bitcoin is not as difficult as everybody seems it to be. Like, for example, who and their mom can afford to buy Bitcoin at 8,000 didn't? When it hit $8,000, who didn't automatically instantly put all their money in that shit? It's known that, like, when it dips, it comes right back. Now,
so what about his other aside from Bitcoin? He's put.
Well, he owns 150,000 subscribers. When you tell 150,000 people to buy Veritasium, you bet your ass Veritasium is going to hit $300 when there's only 2 million coins out.
Okay.
And he cashes them out and buys a house. No.
What do you think about that, Nick?
I mean, I could see, and that is why, as of recently, he has stopped.
Yep.
He won't talk about specific coins or specific price targets anymore because he does not want self-fulfilling prophecies. He wants basically wants the data in that he's getting from the bots to come to fruition on its own without a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Or he made enough money and doesn't want the feds on his ass because he's promoting ICOs. Or that.
See, but he's not really promoting them though. He's basically he'll do.
When you pay $100 for a subscription and you get a list of coins, I'm sorry, brother, that is a promotion, however you want to word it. Now, listen, I don't hate on anybody who follows him. I'm not saying he's a fraud, but he took advantage of his power to his benefit. That's all I'm saying.
No, yeah, and listen, I love honest, unbiased opinions, and that's what Ozzy does, and that's why I love it. So I'm going out there. I will videotape and send it. You'll be the first one. I won't even let anyone else in the webbot chat rooms or community find. I'm gonna send it to you first, Ozzy, and
I will not publish it. Okay, I will not publish it. I will just see it, and I will make a live show, and I will do it in front of you.
Right.
I will go to the foundation of your choice. You just send me their website, and I will donate $1,000. Just as long as it's not Crypto Blood Foundation.
No doubt, man. No doubt. So where do you see Bitcoin? And let's not even talk just Bitcoin, because like you said, it's bigger than Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency, blockchain is bigger. Where do you see blockchain or the whole entire cryptocurrency market cap in, let's say, six months, a year, 2 years out? Like, kind of give me, where do you see the growth and what pace, at what rate do you see this community, this industry growing?
Well, it can only go up. I mean, it's at what, 500 billion today?
Yeah.
It can only go up. Now, we are going to have the great crash.
Yeah.
Everything always does.
Right.
But it's too soon for that. I think once we reach, like, for example, Bitcoin got to 20,000 and some change in a month, and went from 10,000 to 20,000.
Mhm.
That tells me that this coin has no rules that it lives by. It's a wild tiger of epic proportions all over Earth. It gets to run freely and do whatever it wants. It will keep rising. There's no limit to it. But there's something got slipped in under everybody's radar, and everybody got excited about it because guys like Richard Hart never told everybody that it's great. Futures are not good for Bitcoin.
No, I don't think so either.
Futures are used to manipulate whatever it is. Look at gold. Look at silver. Futures were there to tame Bitcoin. It's the only ETFs were constantly blocked. Why are futures allowed? Because they're going to tame this beast.
Okay.
Now,
so I gotta disagree.
To a certain extent, but go ahead, please.
Yeah. So I agree that futures are set in place for future manipulation. Currently, I've looked at the contracts, the CME futures contracts. I've looked at the volume. The volume does not support manipulation. On top of that, Ozzy, if you look at how the contracts are structured, it's really actually structured to be manipulated to the upside because they need 5 times margin per contract to short Bitcoin. So and one contract is 5 Bitcoins, right? So we're talking about today's price is $250,000 to short one contract of Bitcoin. So I think in the future, as it stands right now, it's just not set up, and it's not enough volume for it to be anything significant to even manipulate the spot price of Bitcoin. But in the future, I think so for sure. I think 2-3 years down the road, they're laying the groundwork now, in my opinion. Go ahead, Ozzy.
I agree that the numbers are small. There's not that many. But it's not the numbers effect. It's the visual effect, the optics. You see, people are looking now at the price of futures.
Okay.
So they're making their decisions on regular Bitcoin with those optics in front of them, because now that's a thing to look at. It's one of the many things you look at to make a decision on a trade.
Right.
See, before futures, you looked at the chart and kind of like, okay, it's good to buy. Now you added one more thing to it, which, since there's not a lot of things to look at to get a price prediction,
right?
Futures took a big gap and was placed there. So you're right. I think the optic vision of it is what's affecting it more than the actual money that's going into it. Now, 6 months from now, the end of the year, I believe we'll be treading back to those $20,000 numbers very soon. Very soon. Not 6 months, not 3 months, way before that. Now, there's another thing that people underestimate.
Okay.
Roger Ver and Jaehan Wu and Bitcoin Cash and their mining is not something you should throw away to the side that easy. These guys are aggressive. They're extremely rich. And their number one goal is to bring Bitcoin down and Bitcoin Cash up. And they are constantly doing it. Now, let me show you a small example.
Okay.
On Thursday, Alex Jones had Roger Ver on.
Huh, I didn't know that.
5 minutes before he came on, it pumped 25 cents, 25%.
Ooh.
In 5 minutes.
Wow.
Just so he can say that when you have that kind of power, you do not underestimate this guy. 2 weeks ago, I put on Twitter, I said he's going to be talking on the Anarcho Porco, the dollar vigilante.
Yeah.
That guy. He's going to be talking at his convention thing that just started today, and expect Bitcoin Cash to pump when that happens. And if I'm not mistaken, about an hour ago, that pumps. So, and when Bitcoin Cash pumps, that motherfucker pumps for days. It does not pump forever. I mean, and by no means am I promoting that shit coin, because in today's video that I'm going to have after the show on my channel, I am going to talk about how you're going to have exchanges crashing because of Bitcoin Cash manipulation through its mining. See, a big portion is mined by one person, and he can send $10 million to an exchange and 50 blocks later make it non-existent, and that exchange will lose that 10 million like that. And I am in my show, I am going to show how that can happen.
Okay.
In this coming up, and there's a video from a guy who created 10x who brought that to light. It wasn't my invention. I mean, somebody else, the guy from 10x showed how Bitcoin Cash can destroy many exchanges if it does something like this. But the problem is, if it does something like this, it's not going to just damage a couple of exchanges. It's going to damage the whole space.
Right.
Because the number one thing that people love about Bitcoin and crypto is the security. If there's a flaw, the whole thing comes crashing down.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of different aspects that are going against Bitcoin to stop it from its growth. It's got a lot of enemies, and Bitcoin is always one. It gets attacked every fucking day, every second since the day it was born.
Yeah, it's the biggest honey pot out there.
And it's got the biggest fuck you in the world. Because every attack, it tells them to fuck you, and it keeps going. So it's going to be a slower path, but it's going to get there. It's going to get there.
That's nice, man. Well, there you have it, people. My man, Ozzy the BS Filter. You can find him on YouTube, Ozzy the BS Filter, Twitter. I don't know how to say that, man.
Ozzy Al-Sanam.
Say that again.
Ozzy Al-Sanam.
Ozzy Al-Sam on Twitter. Go. And then he's on Steam It too. I did find you on Steam It. That's great that you're on there, man. Keep growing that space.
I actually lost I lost the password and I can't get in.
Oh no. So people, do not go to that Steam. Do not go to that Steam account there, man. You got to get back on Steam It, man. That's a great. I know you probably know that, but
it's grown a lot lately. It's grown a lot since I first signed up.
Yeah, man. So again, man, we had an awesome time. Probably one of our best interviews so far, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. You don't know what that means to me. And please accept this invitation to come on my channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll message you guys. I would love to have you.
Definitely, man, for sure. Love it.
I get to ask you guys the questions.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. All right, man. Well, again, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Block Party Podcast, episode number 5. And we will check you guys later. Peace.
Thank you so much. Peace.